Hey everyone, this is LuckySevenDX. Welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon Rangers Shadows of Almia. On the last episode, our search for the Tears of Princes, we've been led to Almia Castle after talking to Palmer in Hia Valley and Miss Winter and all that stuff and navigating the dangerous ice lake. We finally arrived, Almia Castle, next major area of the game, next major mission. Not going to be an easy one. We have to find a really legendary gem, that people have never been able to find before. Also, these hunters want my body, but I don't want their body, so we're going to go ahead and grab one from behind while the other one wanders off, because we're secretly the stalkers all along. So, yeah, basically Almia Castle today. It's going to be quite a lengthy castle, probably going to be 2 episodes. A lot to do, lots of interesting puzzles. Ice puzzles, by the way, everyone's favorite, but we'll have a lot of interesting things to do, and we'll have to get it done this episode. So that's the plan. Got ourselves a haunter, so we'll go ahead and add to our inventory. They sort of jump around and also leave hazards on the floor, so be careful of both of those things. Otherwise, be careful when you're fighting them, when you're trying to dodge them, because they will jump around like crazy and generally be a gigantic pain in the butt. So they basically try to teleport to you and stalk you, and it's just kind of annoying. So, as always, Team Dimsun is here to make a big pain in the ass for us. According to them, it's dead ends that way, and also dead ends that way as well. So it seems like it's not too easy to progress here. The only way forward at this point, gets it the long way around the table there. There's only one way forward at this point that they're going to kind of give us the hint for. Also, why are they in this castle? Why are they after the blue gem? Interesting. It seems like it's important to them as well for some reason. We better get to it first. So we're going to have to deal with this giant block of ice here. It's a really, really big block. Certainly haven't seen anything like that before. It's going to take quite a Pokemon to find that. So mission 1, get rid of that block of ice. Find a Pokemon that can do that. Also, apparently they can feed 403 people with that snow cones with that ice. Very specific number, Mr. Dimsun Minion. But here we go. We're Pokemon Rangers. We've come for your snow cones. Give us all of your snow cones. I want them all. So, why is the Pokemon Ranger here? Yeah, there's nothing here. Why would we possibly be here? We wouldn't be on the scent of your highness crimes. No, not in the slightest. So, basically, yeah, the minions kind of tend to say a little bit too much. So we're going to be dealt with a Houndour trio. Nothing too tough, though. It's just Houndours. They go down fairly quickly, so we'll deal with them. Oh, it's actually a Quadro. That's right, he changed it to 4 just for extra safekeeping, but, you know, give me as many Houndours as you like. I'll deal with them accordingly. Like this! Oh, well, I got them to half health at least. Oh, and then I lost all of them. Okay, here we go. Perfect opportunity! Perfect opportunity! Perfect opportunity! Boom! Got all of them in perfect style. So, gonna get the charge capture, gonna get the group capture, gonna get an S rank, gonna get almost 500 experience. 'Tis a good day to be a Pokemon Ranger today, I would think. So, dealt with the Houndours in perfect accord. And they're going to have to beat a hasty retreat, and it'll buy us some time to find out how to melt that ice. So, they retreat for now. We almost run straight to Houndour in the meantime, which, nope. Houndour, no. Houndour, bad. Also, oh, I see you, Houndour. Not Houndour, Haunter. You're being a big pain in the butt. I'm saying words because I'm panicking. So, yeah, as you can see, this thing is a 4 burn. So, we've never seen a 4 burn before. So, we're going to need to find something that has a 4 Pokemon power. Our first 4 Pokemon power. So, things definitely get interesting. But first, we're going to take care of the Snorunt. It'll basically shoot Ice Breath. Otherwise, fairly easy capture. It'll try to run away from you on the map. So, you'll have to kind of chase it down a little bit or corner it in order to capture, or just catch up to it. I don't think it runs away that fast. Either way, new ice type if we need it for any reason, but we really don't have any use for those right now. We're mainly looking for the that fire type. That's our major goal right now. So for now, we can get rid of these 2. Have no need for them really. So we'll clear out our inventory a bit. We have a heal. We have the Chingling and the Abomasnow, which is something we're going to need really soon. And I guess the Muck we can get rid of at some point as well. It's a 3 power though, so it's not too bad. In here we don't have much. We have a Scyther and a Jinx. We've already seen Jinx last episode, but we can catch ourselves a Scyther, and that's something we want to do. So let's go ahead and add Scyther to our browser. It'll jump around, but as long as you can kind of anticipate your patterns, you can kind of be careful, because it will cut you, by the way. But otherwise, you can kind of anticipate its patterns, get a lot of circles in before it does its attacks. Dodge its attacks, but if you can dodge without, now that we have the charge going, if you can dodge attacks without actually getting hit by them, all the better because you can keep your charge active and it'll make capturing a lot easier. So it becomes a lot more important to try to dodge attacks without necessarily letting go of your styler, which is easier said than done, all things considered. So we'll have to keep that in mind. Also, just avoid the Haunters. They're a nuisance. I don't like them, but it's just what we're gonna have to do. So we have more Snowrunts here, that Haunter just really, these Haunters really want my body, and I want none of that. So we're gonna head over here. As they mentioned, you can access the second floor up here, so it's a bit further to go this pathway. That's just a dead end with a Scyther. Nothing too special. This one, however, is a pathway with stuff and things. First of which is lots of Vulpix and another Raichu, so there's lots of Raichu around if you need to heal. And you probably will need to heal at some point. The Pokemon are starting to hit for quite a lot of damage, so... Vulpix we've seen before, but we've also seen that we need Vulpix to access the castle in the first place by lighting torches. That's a mechanic we're going to see quite often here, so we're going to actually want to keep a Vulpix on us quite often. These Vulpix will actually end up being pretty important in the long run. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of a few Pokemon here. As much as I don't want to get rid of Muck, it really has no purpose in our party right now. And the Abomasnow is a 3-crush anyway, so on the off chance for some reason I don't know what I'm doing, I need a 3-crush, I could do that, but otherwise we don't really need Muck anymore. So Muck's been with us for a long time, but we're gonna leave him behind this castle so we can freeze to death, because we're just kind of crappy people like that. Like, how is he ever getting back to Boyland? Just wondering, like, how is he in any way, shape, or form ever getting back to Boyland from here? He has to cross the ice lake. He has to get... We're like on the opposite end of the world from where he's from. It's kind of rude. It's just he's never getting back. He's never getting back home. And a journey of his own right there. So this is a Weezing. He'll basically cough up poison. It's the usual poison attacks. We've seen these all sorts of times before. He's fairly slow target. He's fairly easy to capture as long as you dodge his many attacks and don't hit the pool of poison accidentally. He'll also do the same thing as coughing, where he'll spit out poison that can damage you or make the world pink. Doesn't really do much of anything though, so it's just kind of like, okay, whatever. So, I don't know. It's just a thing that happens apparently. So we head over here, we get ourselves a Dratini. So that's new and exciting. We can use this Dratini to show off our Pokemon Dragon power. The final Pokemon power of the game, as far as I remember. I think we've seen every single other Pokemon power, so... Yeah, I'm pretty sure we've seen every single other one. So, Pokemon Dragon, I showed it off in the browser last time. I might as well go back in there and just refresh, just because it's been an episode or two. So, I'll go ahead and refresh Dragon for those of you who don't necessarily remember it. Also, I need to get rid of a friend. I'm going to get rid of this Weezing, because I don't really need him for anything either. So, goodbye, Weezing. You may go back home to your family, because I apparently like you better. So, Glossary, Capture... Go to the very end here. Pokemon Assist Dragon drops meteors that make them tired, so they don't ever drain their friendship gauge. And you basically just drop meteors on things. It's pretty exciting. So that's essentially what Dragon does. You just drop meteors. It's all good. So we will have that on our arsenal if we need to. Not really a big fan of Pokemon Dragon, just because you can't loop while you're doing it. So it's just kind of, well, I'm not sure if you can loop or not, but. It's just kind of an awkward one to use, really. It's really hard to aim things properly. It's just, I don't know, it's a mess. But yeah, as you can see, the whole pink gas thing that really, as far as I'm aware, doesn't do anything. I mean, if it does something, let me know, because I really have no idea what it does. None whatsoever, so heck if I know. But we have ourselves a Wigglytuff here. We just caught a Jigglypuff like 2 episodes ago. Also, it'll hop around and do a stomp, so careful with that. And also do its songs and stomps. The songs you can kind of circle around. The stomp, be careful, the shockwave can hurt. Plus it jumps up in the air and it'll likely break your line when it's doing it, so mostly during the song is when you want to try to capture it. It tends to work out a lot better that way. Look at this though, I'm not really taking that much damage so far. Probably jinxing myself by saying this, but not too bad so far. I feel actually pretty decent about this, so go us, I guess. Jinx we caught last episode, like I mentioned. It's just a 2 teleport sort of Pokemon, or not 2 it's just a teleport. There's no 2 teleports. Teleport, you either teleport or you don't teleport yet. So as you can see, we have Jinx in our browser already. Have no need to capture it now. So wait, I haven't actually. I got the dragon thing, and then I just kind of backtracked for no reason and forgot to actually get the thing that I need in the first place. What am I doing? What am I actually doing? So what we need to do is head back to where that Dratini was, because that's actually important. I kind of got the Dratini, was distracted by the fact that I have a Dratini, and didn't actually explore the room over here where the Dratini was, which is where we actually need to go to get the Pokemon to get the ice thing. Might have missed a step in the process here. So we head up here, and as you can see, you need the fire this time once again to light the torch, and that'll open up the door. And once we open up the door, we can go inside the door, and we will find the Pokemon we're looking for in order to open the, or in order to get rid of the ice. And said Pokemon is actually, actually we have to deal with some puzzles first instead. That's right, it's not so cut and dry. We have ice physics to deal with first. So help me God. Because ice physics are always something anyone wants to deal with. Also, we get all these things dropping. They really have no relevance. They're just kind of in the way. And the cutscene for it takes like a good minute for some reason. Are we good? You done dropping stuff on me? We good now? Nope, apparently we're not good. Cool, thanks. We done now? There we go. So as you can see, it kind of blocks our path. We kind of have to go around it. But if I let go of the movement like this, as you can see, we now slide everywhere. It's like to kind of adjust our momentum with a sort of ice physics sliding, which is always just a pleasure to deal with. So, also don't go too near to the edge. If you go too near the edge, you will fall down to the floor below and have to basically climb the way back up here again, which isn't the biggest nuisance in the world, but it's kind of annoying, so don't deal with it if you don't have to. And over here, we have ourselves a new Eevee form, a Vaporeon. So we haven't actually seen a Vaporeon before, but now we have. So keep in mind where all these Eevee forms are. We're not gonna need until post game, but they will be relevant at some point. So just remember where they are. It'll save you some thought process in the long run if you actually are like, oh yeah, that's right. There's a Vaporeon in Almia Castle, and there's an Umbreon in Chromaroons, and there's blah 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 over here. And we'll see a lot of the other Eevee forms along the way, basically. So, but just keep in mind where they are. They always have 3 of whatever element they are. So this one's a 3 soak. I mean, obviously it's a soak, it's a water type, but we don't really need a soak for anything, so we'll get rid of it in just a second because we have a Ninetails. Also, these pictures don't really have anything to do with them, but we have a Ninetails who was hiding behind my Abomasnow. But Ninetails is the burn 4 Pokemon we need in order to get past the ice. So let's go ahead and make a quick capture of it. Just be careful of its fire and the fire swirling around it. It can be quite dangerous. So charge up your thing. As you can see, being a burn 4 Pokemon takes quite a few loops to deal with it, so carefully circle around it without taking damage, and as long as you can keep a good pressure on it and dodge the fire attacks, which you can still do while circling fairly easily. It's not even that big of a fire. You can capture. It just has a lot of health. It also gives you a lot of experience though, almost 600 experience just for 1 capture. We're making really good progress here. But that's our burn 4, which is exactly what we're looking for. So let's get rid of the Vaporeon. As much as it's gonna be a pain in the ass to get rid of the Vaporeon, because now it's gonna be up here and in our way and trying to chase us, and we're probably gonna run into it. Oh no, it's chilling over there this time, so we're good to go. But there we go. We now have the Ninetails after being a derp and forgetting to do that. So actually, you can fall straight down here. No matter where you'll fall right in front of the ice that we're looking for here. So if Haunter can just leave me alone for 2 seconds here. Haunter, stop. Haunter, please. Haunter, okay, fine. You know what? You know what? Fine. I'm going to drop meteors on your face. Let's demonstrate Pokemon Assist Dragon, because we have an opportunity right now. So, Pokemon Assist Dragon, you hold down the thing, it'll drop a meteor, and whatever location you do it, it'll shake the screen too, and that was a fairly big explosion, but you actually have to make contact with it for it to actually do any damage. You can see the delay is really long, so if it takes a while, it'll do damage, it'll tire it out, it won't lose its thing anytime soon, but you really do not have much opportunity to deal with it, so as much as it'll do a nice chunk of damage if you land an attack, it takes a while to land to attack. Luckily, if it being tired, it'll keep it tired long enough for us to get a charge here, and we can actually capture it. So it's nice, it inflicts a status effect, but in terms of actually like damaging Pokemon, it's really hard to land, and it's just really not that effective, because yeah, it tires them out, but it's so hard to hit that it just doesn't really... There's just much more efficient ways to do it. I don't like Pokemon Assist Dragon. I don't think it's very good. But anyway, we drop down right in front of the ice here, so we can go ahead and use Ninetails Burn in order to melt the ice, and we can now progress forward. So there we go. Progress has been made. The first major obstacle of Almia Castle has been solved. So let's head to the second half of Almia Castle, essentially, which is going to take us up a floor here. We're going to have to deal with what's upstairs here. So, not much except for a few tiny rooms. And then we're back here with into Iceland, where if we drop again, we'll end up back to where we were on the first floor. So the puzzle for this one, these blocks, they have ice physics, and they'll also crack after a little bit. So you have to be very quick. You can't really hesitate with them, because if you hesitate, the ice physics will slow you down, and you'll most likely fall down. So be careful, and you'll get through that fairly easily, though. Just build up some momentum and just keep charging at full speed ahead. Don't fall off the side, and you'll be good to go. Because if it cracks, I mean, as you imagine, you'll just fall down essentially a floor. It'll just, it's basically if it cracks while you're on it, you won't have anywhere to stand. You'll plummet down to the floor below, just like we saw. You'll end up right in front of where the ice used to be, and you'll have to go from there. So we got ourselves a Glalie. Nothing too special about that Pokemon. It's just a simple capture. It does move around a bit fast, and watch out for its tackle. But other than that, it's just another Pokemon. So add that to our arsenal, and we head upstairs to the 3rd floor finally. There's a room over here, by the way, so keep that in mind with a Railu. So, interesting. That Scyther tried to hit me and hit a wall instead. Good job, Scyther. Also, more... Ow! That did a lot of damage. But as you can see, by the way, if we aren't taking damage that often, notice how much I've been healing in the meantime. I was down to 51. Or I was down to 50. I was down to 51 at one point. Also, ow! Yeah, careful for that snow thing. If you hit too early, and you'll get hit by it twice, apparently. So, Walreins are not very easy. Be careful with these Pokemon. They can rack up a lot of damage really fast, and it'll also shoot a really quick ice projectile like that, so be careful with that. So avoid the giant ice blizzard here, and get back to capturing it. It'll shoot its ice thing. It'll basically cycle between 3 attacks, and you'll have to get it that way. But, dang, that did a lot of damage. Luckily for us, we're about to level up really soon. That's going to be another good chunk towards getting to that, so awesome. Unfortunately, these are both 3-Crush, by the way. 3-Crush really common now. As rare as Muck was as a 3-Crush for such a long time, we now pretty much get 3-Crush everywhere. Also, really had no need to keep the Haunter as well. Oh well, it's not the end of the world. Ow! Shoot! These Walreins are utterly destroying me right now. By the way, Vulpix, once again, we're going to need it. We're actually going to need 2 of them this time. So, we'll get ourselves our first Vulpix over here. Pretty simply. And then, from there, we can go ahead and get... we'll see another Vulpix later on, so you don't have to worry about backtracking. We'll see both Vulpix we need on the way to where we're going. Luckily for us, I am leveling up really soon. Luckily for us, like I said, we have the recovery Pokemon power, so we're getting our health back slowly but surely. Especially with these easy captures like Vulpix, it definitely helps us out quite a bit. So we'll head over here, and we get to head on another bridge across to the other part of the castle. And from here, we'll have a bit of a puzzle to deal with. But first, it's been a while. Let's do some more Team Dim Sun battling. So they mentioned their boss, by the way. Ice is his name. So he's totally cool with ice. Ha! Pun jokes! So we have Ice, Lavana, and Heath are the three bosses, apparently, of Team Dim Sun. We haven't really encountered any of them yet, though, so it seems like there's some more higher-ups than just Mr. Kinklade in Team Dim Sun. We have quite a few other higher-ups around the face, so it seems like Ice has a presence here. I mean, are you really that surprised? Lavana as well, and she's apparently the only lady. A fiery, hot personality. Could it have been that pink-haired girl that Keith was fighting in that one picture at Fior Temple in the newspaper? Who knows? Because that one had an Infernape. Keep that in mind. But yeah, they're the big boss's favorite. They're basically the head honchos of this area, and I guess Kinklade's just sort of there in the hierarchy somewhere above all these guys. So we have the minions, we have the admins, we have Kinklade, we have these 3 higher-ups, and then we have the boss. Or is Kinklade the boss? That's actually a good question. Kinklade could be the boss as well, for all we know. So, sort of maybe accidentally. I mean, do you really expect Kinklade to be the boss? I don't know about that, but if he could be the boss too, for all we know. And yeah, they're complaining about not having names. Luckily for us, we have a name. Our name is Lucky. We are a ranger, and you guys are a bunch of no-name losers who are going to try to fight us. Also, how did they get here, by the way? There's a giant ice block blocking them, and we just kind of made progress immediately, and there was no chance for them to get ahead of us, but apparently they got ahead of us. Even though they couldn't figure out how to get past the ice earlier. I don't know, but 8 seed out right now. Be careful. There's a lot of them. So watch out for all the seeds. Just wait for a good opportunity to swipe a bunch of them. They'll go down in like 2 circles, especially if they charge up, but you just have to find a good opportunity to do that. We got 1 in there. Fortunately, they go down really quickly as well, so you have to just find a good opportunity to circle a bunch of them. which is easier said than done. You just have to wait for a good chance when none of them are shooting seeds everywhere. We're gonna get this one out of the way while we're here. Just take care of one out of the picture while we have a chance. You can either just start grab them while they're separate. Ooh, 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 ooh. Oh! Got a bunch of them in that one. I think we're not gonna get the group bonus. Looks like left one left over. So I think you have to get all of them together to get the group bonus. But you know what? I'll take it. As you can see, we got 8 health back because you get bonus points for every single one you capture. It's not just 1 per battle, it's 1 per capture. So thanks for the 8 health back. I actually kind of really needed that. So with that, we've recovered quite a bit of HP. The C-Dots flee in all sorts of directions. And from here, we can go ahead and... Well, we have a red side door. If you remember correctly, red side door means we need to get a Pokemon of Psi Power 3. Which is yet another type we haven't encountered yet. And also a type we're going to want to get past that door in the Chroma Runes at some point. So, and yeah, I have the coolest name, man. My name is LuckySevenDX. I do things on YouTubes. It's kind of a thing. It's kind of really cool. So, yeah.